Time has expired.
I don't say that there aren't concerns that need to be dealt with.
Mr. Speaker.
Tim McIndoe.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Just before I begin, may I, as Louise Upston did, acknowledge briefly the contributions of those new members who made their maiden statements this afternoon. It's always quite a challenge for them, but it's interesting for other members to hear a little bit about them, and I thought they acquitted themselves very well. So congratulations and best wishes to them. Mr. Chair, the Chair of the Regulations Review Committee has just acknowledged that I am actually standing in this House for the first time in my new capacity as Chairman of the Justice and Electoral Select Committee, and so I wasn't meaning to milk the applause, but thank you very much for that. Take it when you can get it, I guess. But I am certainly very proud and delighted to have been accorded that honour. And I particularly welcome the introduction of this bill because, as the member who's just resumed his seat has indicated, this is the product of 5 years of very detailed work, and as he mentioned, it includes some very sweeping proposals for reform. I think members will have enjoyed hearing the historical overview that Mr. Chauvel has just given us. And I also welcome the fact that the Labor Party, at least, has indicated that it will support the bill, notwithstanding some concerns that Mr. Chauvel has outlined, and I have no doubt that the Select Committee will take time to consider those concerns as they are promoted to us. But nevertheless, Mr. Speaker, there is no doubt that this is a very important measure, and so I am very pleased to support our new Minister of Justice in welcoming the introduction of the bill to the House, and as she has indicated, it is her intention to refer it to the Justice and Electoral Select Committee at the end of this first reading. The bill works in very well with a major election plank that the National Party campaigned on and which was clearly endorsed by the electorate, and that is our commitment to delivering high-quality, modern public services for all New Zealanders. That is a vitally important aspect of what the country is seeking as we work our way through the current recession and as we try to ensure that people have opportunities and that we move with the times, particularly given that in this particular bill we're balancing very important factors. People's right to privacy or privacy, I never really know how to say that word. My father always said privacy and my mother always said privacy. They argued about it. My father's now dead, but my mother's still alive. I'm tempted to go with Mum, in case she's listening, but whatever it is, father's right, we've got mother's right. The need to balance that important principle, that right, thank you, the Minister of Corrections has given me an honourable way out there, with our need to protect vulnerable New Zealanders. This type of measure, as Mr. Chauvel has, I think, alluded to, can worry people because they begin to think, gee, this is the state bearing down on my private life, my right to operate without the scrutiny of the state. And therefore it is important, I think, to state at the outset what the purpose of the bill is. This Information Sharing Bill aims to improve rules around the collection, storage and use of personal information while making sure that there are safeguards to protect an individual's right to privacy, as Mr. Simpson is telling me I should say. And in these days of rapidly evolving technology and social media, we do need to reform the current information sharing regime. It has become significantly out of date, and with each passing year it seems to become more so. In fact, it sometimes baffles me how we can expect our laws to keep up with such rapid change in the technological field. And that was clearly the strong recommendation of the Law Commission in their very detailed work as they reviewed the Privacy Act in regards to information sharing. Information sharing, without doubt, has major benefits in allowing agencies to see all sides of an individual's case rather than just through their own narrow lens. And sometimes when we're dealing with really tricky social problems, we need to ensure that those different agencies can share information to ensure that they deliver the best service, the best support to people who are in need of it. By sharing personal information, agencies can work together to examine and understand the needs of a customer or client as a whole, instead of each agency viewing them through their own narrow lens. And though agencies are already able to share a great deal of personal information under the existing Act, the Act itself is unclear and misunderstood around when and how personal information can be shared. The other important thing is that the bill has some significant cost-saving benefits, and as we streamline our public service delivery, that is very important. So I think that there are a whole lot of measures in this bill that we welcome. I acknowledge the fact that there will be some significant submissions to be considered at the Select Committee. I look forward to getting on with that work, and I commend this bill to the House.
Jacinda Ardern.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.